Hey Dicelings, it is your Dice Girls DM, Becca, and I'm here at the beginning of the episode instead of the middle, because I have a few things to talk about really quick. The first thing is I need to apologize for the microphone quality right now and the late episode. I unexpectedly moved from Oregon to Arizona recently, and not only did I somehow lose a week in there, which is why there was no episode, I also haven't quite finished setting up in my new space yet. On that note, the real reason I'm here, because I have been back in Arizona, and because we're all vaccinated, the girls and I were able to record this session in person for the first time in over a year, which was really exciting for all of us. But we had a little bit of a microphone issue with my microphone, funnily enough. So these next few episodes will be a little bit bumpier in quality than you guys are used to. But the trade-off is hopefully that we got in so many in-person giggles and joy that we're hoping it translates into this part of our story. We're going to be figuring out how to fix our issues as soon as possible, and we want to say thank you in advance for your patience with us. One more quick note before I let you get to it. Trigus was recently interviewed over at Fantasy Talk Show by our new buddy Dustin, and it's a hilarious interview full of Trigus gems, including him naming his bagpipes. So go give it a listen at fantasytalkshow.podbean.com. And thanks to Dustin for having Trigus on your show. And I think that's it for me. I'm finally done. Here is your episode. With sugar and spice and a roll of the dice, you're listening to The Dice Girls.
Is there an oven? Do you have an oven in there? In your horse? Or
So hi, Dice Girls.
Hi.
We have a long time no table.
No face. It's
Long
like
time, no face.
Yeah.
It's kind of eerie.
It's weird seeing you all.
I feel really lucky. Like, I feel like probably a lot of... Well, we were lucky in the first place that, like, we started out around the table.
Yes.
Because my mind was blown when I met other podcasters and they had never met their playmates in person.
Oh my gosh.
Like, their whole podcast was always done.
Wow.
And that's how a lot of them do it.
Uh-huh.
And, like, we get to sit and play with each other. And, now we get to again.
Yeah, I don't think we had any idea how spoiled we were
Right,
until
really.
it all came crashing to a halt a year ago.
Yeah.
Or longer than a year ago,
It was.
right?
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
we've sat together,
It has been.
been in the
because-
same room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I moved in July.
Okay.
And we started recording a couple months before that when COVID happened.
Yeah. Yes.
March.
Right.
We stopped recording in, like, March.
Yeah.
Because we were like, A, we're social distancing.
Yeah.
B, it's good practice for when I do move.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So there's no surprises.
Yeah.
And now we're all vaccinated, so
Exactly.
we're
Perfect.
yeah.
Yay. Oh my gosh, how exciting. All right, well, should we jump right into it? Does anyone have questions, comments, thoughts, concerns?
I have a concern.
I'm ready.
Okay, my face already hurts from smiling and we haven't even started yet. So
We're all going to be receiving complimentary Botox injections after the show to help with muscle stuff.
Is
Awesome.
Someone's just waiting outside, or
We got a sponsor. No. We got sponsored by Botox.
Nice.
Congratulations us. I don't know what they think our audience is going to think.
because they don't see us ever, so it's not
Right.
a very good partnership.
no.
Not a smart move on their part.
Somebody didn't think that through. Yeah, too late for them though. We signed the contract.
Yeah.
Sorry, Botox. Sorry you had to find out this way. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know my face hurts too. I see you rubbing your cheek.
Yeah.
It already hurts for sure.
I'm trying to make myself stop smiling. Whew. Okay.
All right. Do you guys remember where you were last time?
Yes.
Like a forest or something.
we were with
We were
Dave.
Walking? Uh-huh.
And we were heading back to Pine Top to get Shale some breakfast.
Yeah, we were trying to feed her.
Isn't Pine Top and applesauce?
Is it?
Isn't it called Pine Top? The town.
The town where your horses are is Wolf Pine.
Oh, is that where we were headed back to?
Well, we were heading back to Katai, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
'Cause
Katai.
That's where Dave lives, basically.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And every time I hear Katai, I think Tukai.
Chikai? What's
Tukai.
Oh!
Katai, Tukai.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so the 5 of you, you 3 and Shael and Dave, were all headed back towards Katai. And it's not a very long journey. You might be meandering a little bit, maybe. Shael's probably not super, fast at this exact moment. She keeps getting kind of distracted by, pretty birds and the sunlight coming through the trees, and she stops to point out cool looking rocks.
Oh, it's like walking a dog through a new area.
Exactly. So I guess I want to do a quick check-in with each of you guys and see how you're feeling, what you're doing, what you're thinking. Let's start with Kai.
I think Kai feels maybe just the slightest bit, the slightest bit guilty about all the lying she's done to Dave, but I think overall she's fine.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
she's cool, no more storm.
Yeah.
These towns aren't going to be destroyed anymore. So,
So it's a win for everyone.
yeah. I
Nice.
did what I had to do.
Nice. Nice. I like it. Now she's concerned with getting those horses back, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Top of the mind.
That's her number one goal.
Always.
How's Trigus feeling?
Surprisingly, he's angry.
Oh.
No, he's not. Trigus doesn't do angry. I wish everybody out there could see the 3 of their faces, just the shock on their faces. No, he's super excited. I mean, because he's got his friend Shael back, and we're heading to go get food, and it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a beautiful day out there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even ask you what the weather was like.
It's a beautiful day.
Okay. Well, even when it's raining and cloudy and horrible, it's a beautiful day for Trigus.
That's true. That's fair. How's Rachna doing?
Hungry.
Nice. I didn't ask Trigus what his goal was. We know Kai's goal is horses. What's Trigus's goal right now? What do you think he's thinking of heading towards?
I think just super excited about the poem about the blister on my elbow. I think is something
Probably.
I'm excited about.
Nice.
Yeah, he's basically been thinking about it all day.
Nice.
You know.
Nice. Perfect. And Rachna's feeling hungry.
Yeah.
So I feel like her main goal.
It's food.
Yeah. Fair.
And then, just to remind you, because I just listened to it, because she came over and was showing me how to edit and stuff. You had a conversation with Shael. Do you remember the conversation
Vaguely.
about that? You talked to Mother Earth, and you're like, who's that? And
Yeah.
then, okay, I just wanted to make sure you remembered.
Yes, I'm just, I don't know, feeling cheeky right now.
No,
I guess.
no, but I wanted to make sure that you remembered that because you had said it's been a long time since I meditated or something, just to keep it in the back of your mind. And then somebody had inspiration.
Probably
I want to
me.
say it was Alexa.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
lying.
Okay, that's right.
Excellent.
Okay.
You keep
lying.
rewarding
Yeah.
me for my lying.
Being really good at it. Oh goodness! All right, that is awesome. So, yeah, the specific conversations that y'all had last time. Kai, you talked to Dave more about Storm College. You told him you'd write him a letter of recommendation. Yep, he needed it. Trigus, you gave Gemini some love advice because he was pretty smitten with Shael.
Yeah.
And then, Rachna, you got to speak with Shael and find out that Shael's Earth Mother is the same as your Shema. And the, like, creator of everything, basically. So, yeah, that was our conversations from last time. So, if nobody has any questions, then we're just going to jump right in now that we know how y'all are feeling and doing, and...
I'm ready.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So you all are headed back towards the city of Katai, of course, to drop off Dave, get something to eat. Maybe not in that exact order. And you're actually getting pretty close back to town. It's not a long journey. And coming down the road towards you, you see a familiar face. You start by seeing a clockwork horse.
Oh!
That was so satisfying to see in person. Your guys' excitement, yes. Okay. So, you hear and see Hector and Bastion coming down the road towards you from Katai. And they spot you as well, obviously. And Hector is just like waving at you as he gets closer. He's pretty excited to see y'all.
And Trigus just starts running.
Nice. Shael looks at Rachna, because you're in step with her. And she tilts her head kind of questioningly at you and says, is this a friend of yours?
Yes, this is Hector and Bastion. I don't know if I'm introducing them. We're probably too far away still. Okay, them over there. The man is Hector and the horse is Bastion. Why can't I talk? Is this an in-person issue?
Because we're all staring at you.
Yeah, you're all staring at me. Yes, those are our friends Hector and Bastion. Hector has sold us some cool stuff, and I think he helped us, like, save the world once, like, but by accident. Like, he wasn't... We're friends.
I'm gonna have you guys introduce all our NPCs. That was beautiful. Shale listens and she nods and she smiles and she says, well, I look forward to meeting them. And Dave has kind of been listening and overhearing and he looks up at you, Kai, and because I think he was talking to you right now at the Storm College, and he's kind of like, well, maybe he can sell me some tools to start my schooling with. What do you think?
He doesn't, like, do, like, school supplies. He does more, like, magical items, but you never know. He usually has just what we need, so.
Cool.
He might have, like, a super dope pencil or something.
Maybe with, little tornadoes on it.
Yeah.
To be fair, didn't he sell us a box of crayons once? Yeah, so...
Yeah,
Magical crayon.
good point.
Some school supplies.
Yeah.
Few, but some.
Dave grins at you and he looks excited to meet Hector. Trigus, I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna add, Trigus is the only one running towards Hector.
Yeah.
You definitely get there first.
Okay.
What do you say?
What ho? How are you? Do you have stuff? What's going on?
Hector smiles at you. Bastion gives like a mechanical whinny and like stomps his foot to like let him know that he recognizes you. And Hector grins at you and he says, Trigus, my old friend, it's so good to see you again. It looks like your party down the road has grown a little bit.
Yes, we have new friends, but they're old friends. Well, Dave's not such an old friend, but Shale's an old friend because she was trapped in a storm. It was like we had to fight some like fire and ice and volcano people, but we were able to get her out of there. And then Dave had barrels. He carries barrels under his arms. And then Shael is an old friend. So, yeah.
Hector's eyes are getting like bigger and bigger as you talk, and he's just nodding along, kind of like listening and looking and peeking at your party as you tell him about them. You guys do catch up quick order with everybody else. And Hector greets all of you and says, I'm so glad to see you again, old friends and new ones, or old new ones, or new old ones. In any case, it's good to see you all.
Yeah, thanks for helping us out with Trigus's birthday presents that last time, because it was a big hit.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm really stoked about that. It's kind of nice to remember those things that I made. I haven't, gosh, I wish I had something to sell you guys today. Actually, you know what? Why don't we have lunch? Can we chat over
Yes.
lunch? Are you hungry?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can eat. Perfect. I've got some sandwiches here, and I've got plenty for everybody. I'm happy to share, and maybe we can chat a little bit. I need a favor. And I was wondering if I can it's so serendipitous to run into you all here. Maybe I could hire you to help me out a little bit.
Yes, and then Trigus holds out his hand.
Hector, is wearing a kind of like a messenger style bag, around him, and he, reaches in and pulls out, half a sandwich. I lied. He pulls out a whole sandwich. He pulls the sandwich out and hands it to Trigus, puts it on your palm and everything, as Trigus holds his hand out for payment.
Oh, thank you. We're hired, everybody.
And he does the same for each of you. He hands each of you a sandwich, and he pours a round of, I don't know, whatever he would have to drink. We'll just say water. Maybe mean. I don't even know what Hector likes to drink. He has water. So
Okay.
water and sandwiches. And he kind of gestures you all to find a little seat maybe on the ground off the side of the road, that way you're not blocking the path, eating. And so as you guys all kind of sit down and start tucking in, Hector kind of looks around at you, and between bites of his sandwiches, he says, well, I really want to make new stuff. I'm really excited to make new stuff, but the supplies have been so hard to find to begin with because of the storm. Everyone's preparations for the storm really increased their need for supplies. Specifically scrap metal, which is something I use a lot, and he kind of gestures towards Hector, the clockwork horse.
Bastion.
Bastion. Thank you. He gestures towards Bastion. Thank you.
He named his horse after himself? That's kind of weird.
Really conceited.
Just, down the line, too, we had already established it was a different name.
He just decided one day to change his name to Hector. Easier to remember. He gestures towards Bastion. Bastion is his name. The clockwork horse. And he says, so scrap metal has been in pretty high demand, and I had a pretty good supply of it. A really good supply of it. But then there's, and he looks a little, embarrassed maybe as he's telling you this story. He says, so there's a small river nearby, right? We're in the woods. There's a river. And there's an old wooden bridge across the river. Living under the bridge is this little troll. And he won't let you cross unless you give him a piece of scrap metal and tell him a story. And if he likes your story, if he's never heard it before, he'll let you across. But if he doesn't like your story, he keeps your scrap metal and he won't let you cross the bridge. And I really needed to cross that bridge. I told that little booger every story I could think of. And I went through nearly every piece of my scrap metal before that guy would let me cross the bridge. And I was kind of hoping that you guys might maybe help me get it back, or go get it back for me.
Yes.
Are you saying that you think that we have great stories?
I'm saying that I needed help, and here you are.
I can't wait to tell him about the time that Kai smashed her face into the window. I think he'll love it.
I hope he does. I can kind of help you out a little. I've got a little bit of scrap metal left. I had some kind of hidden away. I think he didn't know about it, so he didn't try to talk me out of it. I can't believe I let him talk me out of every piece of metal I almost have. And he's rummaging around in his bag, and he pulls out a bunch of little pieces of scrap metal, and he has enough to give each of you, including Shael and Dave. You each get 3 pieces of scrap metal. And he says, yeah, I can give this to you. He gives you each the 3 pieces of scrap metal. He says, maybe you can use it as like a bargaining chip, or maybe if you think it'll help you to get across the bridge, if that'll help you get my metal back, maybe you can use it for that. I don't know. I just know that I need my supplies back, or I won't be able to make anything. If I can't make anything, I can't sell anything. If I can't sell anything, well, I'm in big trouble.
Yes, we will be successful.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the utmost confidence we can talk a troll out of lots of scrap metal.
Weirder things have happened, so I'm optimistic.
That's fair. I'm excited that I ran into you all. I'm really and he has like gotten, of course, Shael and Dave's names sometime in the conversation, and he looks at them specifically and says, I really appreciate your help too. I know you don't know me to help me out or anything, and Shael kind of like is smiling and nodding and says, oh, of course, we always help each other out. That's what we're here for. Right? And Dave is like nodding along like, yeah, sure, yeah, no problem. But it's all good. And they each have their 3 pieces of scrap metal as well. You guys basically continue eating your lunch. Do you talk about anything, or do you have any questions for Dave or Hector? God, there's a lot of names that I don't yeah.
Well, Trigus is just taking the scrap metal and looking at his reflection in it, and then showing it to Kai. Kai, do you see how glorious I am?
I see how glorious I am.
No, it's me in there. Here, can you see?
Do you not know how reflections work, Trigus?
Yeah, they show me how beautiful I am. Rachna, can you see how beautiful I am?
Not when I look at the scrap, but when I look at you.
Aww, Rachna.
That was so cute.
Hector, where have you been? We've missed you a lot, and we didn't know where you were because you don't ever call us, and you don't ever tell us where you're going.
You know, Trigus, I usually don't know where I'm going. I kind of just go where the sails take me. I've been kind of running from that storm for a while, you know, but it looks like it cleared right up. Did you say something about that? Was that y'all? Did you do that?
Yeah, Storm's gone now, so
Wow.
all those supplies he needed, people probably don't need them anymore.
Sweet.
You
Maybe in a couple weeks the scrap metal will be back up, but yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, do we, I don't know, all of a sudden I was like, I want to tell Hector everything, and then I was like, wait, this is top secret.
But Trigus already spilled the beans, and you didn't know that because you weren't up there.
Yeah.
Well, you
With-
never specifically said that Shael was the storm.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You just said she was trapped in the storm. Which
Okay.
could mean that maybe she got lost in the storm.
Ah,
totally.
okay.
Got
Yeah.
sucked into it, yeah.
Shael is the storm. I don't know if you knew that, but that's how that happened.
What do you guys do when Trigus says that?
We make these faces. I know that's not good audio, but
They're making faces.
She didn't mean to, though.
She didn't mean to.
She didn't mean to be the storm.
Oh. Trigus like, God. I can't do names today. It's only been a million years since you've seen Hector. Hector looks a little confused, and he's kind of glancing from Trigus to Shael.
Oh, it's cool now. I mean, she's not a storm anymore. So
It appears that way.
yeah, it's a long story, Hector, but you know, I wasn't intentional. She didn't really know, I don't think, what she was doing. Yeah. Maybe at least that's the vibe I get. You know,
technically she wasn't making the storm. It was some elementals.
Oh yeah,
that
so
we put a stop to. So
yeah, it wasn't really her.
Yeah,
it was her friends.
Aren't you guys her friends?
Yeah, but we're not elementals.
Well, yeah, she's talking about volcano guy, and what was the other one? Tornado? Wasn't there a tornado person? Volcano guy?
Yep, keep going.
There was Dirt Man. Do you remember that? And then there was Wind. Mr. Wind.
That would be Tornado Guy.
Oh, Tornado Guy. Let's see, Tornado. Wind. Lava. And then the best one of all, the liquid one. That was, yeah, the Liquidator, I think was what he was called.
Okay, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Oh my god. I feel like every elemental in Avron now has to just go by those names. We don't call them water elementals, we call them liquidators.
You see 3 dirt men walking down the road.
Oh, goodness. So, Shael normally would probably be joining in this conversation, but, if you have, glanced over at her, you see her feeding, scraps of her bread to, a chipmunk that has come up to her, and she's just totally enthralled. She's not hearing any of this conversation. Hector kind of looks around at you guys a little confused, but then he kind of thinks back on his interactions with you and is kind of comes to the conclusion that it's pretty par for the course, and he doesn't have any further questions.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions. He's decided he's probably learned as much as he's gonna. And y'all, we're gonna say you finished eating your lunch.
I have a question for Hector.
Yeah.
You told the troll a bunch of different stories. Every story you could think of. Did you tell him about any of our stories?
Oh yeah, everyone you guys have told me that I could think of. So, I mean, he knows about the wolves that almost killed y'all. He knows about Trigus's squishy tentacle birthday party. He knows about the crayons for Wimble, and yeah, everything I could. I mean, like I said, I just had to tell him, and I eventually ran out of my own stories, and your guys' story is pretty interesting, so, yeah, I did.
Good to know. Good to know. Just trying to, formulate a strategy of some kind here. I don't think we've dealt with a troll before, so...
No.
What's the troll like, Hector?
Yeah, do you got a size approximation for us?
Can I have everyone roll me a history check?
Ooh, that's our first history
It might be our
check.
first ever history check.
Oh.
I got a 7.
5.
But I rolled a 4, so...
Okay.
I got a 6. Oh, wait.
We did not do well on our
I got a 9.
9, okay. So, you all three have heard of trolls. You all three would kind of have a basic, general knowledge. So you got a 5. Rachna?
Yes.
And you had
A 9.
A 9?
I had a 7.
And you had a 7. Okay. 5, 7, and 9. For a 5, you have heard of trolls. You know that they're big.
Mm-hmm.
And that they don't smell great. And that's about all you remember. You don't think you've ever ran into one.
Cool. I
But
feel
from
like I would
stories-
remember
Yeah, you would remember
somebody big and smelly.
I think with those trolls, none of you have ever seen a troll in person. Kai, you know they're big, you know they're smelly. You remember that their like skin, you remember hearing is kind of like rubbery or tough. Like they have a really thick hide. That's hard to like pierce.
Oh.
And then Trigus somehow knows the most about trolls out of the three of you.
We've known him every day he's been on land.
Well, I went to troll college, so you guys don't know
Is
that.
that down the road from Storm College?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe they were underwater trolls. Maybe they were troll maids.
Yeah.
Big, giant, smelly
Yeah.
trolls.
Haven't you ever heard of a trolling motor?
What?
Trolling motor. Yeah.
On a boat.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to do with trolls.
Totally. So Trigus, you know that they're giant. They're quite large. You know that they're smelly. You know that they have thick hide. And you also know that they have regenerative abilities. You know that they heal back a portion of their hit points at the beginning of each of their turns.
So, good thing we're not fighting it.
We're just gonna befriend him with ease like everyone else we've ever run into.
Totally.
So no piercing, but what about slashing? Asking for a friend.
Right?
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if you knew someone who wielded 2 axes and they tried to... Hypothetically.
Yeah, slashing should be totally fine.
Interesting.
All of my weapons do piercing, so this is going to be interesting.
Just aim for the eye. I mean, no, we're not going to fight him. We're not going to fight him.
So the original question was to Hector, what can you tell us about this troll?
Yes.
He's still going to answer your question but I wanted to give you guys your own background knowledge on trolls first. Hector, his eyes get kind of big, and he says, well, his name is like Zathura? Zingo? Zippy? I don't remember what his name is, guys. He's real big. Like, huge and scary. He was really big and really scary. And he took on my scrap metal. He was mean. He was tricky. Listen, he's a tricky little bugger. He'll talk you out of the shoes on your feet before you even know what's happening. So, be careful. He's got a silver tongue and all my scrap metal.
I can see why you withheld this information before we agreed to do it.
He is suddenly very interested in his sandwich. Or whatever remains left of it.
What's his favorite flower, would you say?
A metal one. If I had to guess.
What do you think he needs all that scrap metal for?
I don't know. Maybe he eats it? Maybe he builds trinkets himself? I honestly don't know why a troll would need scrap metal. Now that I think about it. Maybe he didn't and he just saw that I had a lot of it. I don't know. Maybe he just really wanted it, so he was like, I charge scrap metal.
I feel like we're gonna go over there and we're gonna find a troll that's covered in scrap metal armor. Twice as deadly as before. All right. Okay. Well, Thank you.
No. Thank you.
You don't want to thank us yet.
Thank you for agreeing to go on this quest.
Yeah.
And Rockna looks a little spacey as she sweats, wondering how they're going to face a troll with a bunch of scrap metal. It's probably really dangerous if you, like, throw it at somebody, or wear it as armor, or turn it into Wolverine claws. Can I say Wolverine? Is that copyrighted?
Yes, it's an animal. Real Wolverines exist.
Yeah.
They also have claws.
Well, I know that's what everyone listening thought of.
Yes, it is. You okay with that?
Face hurts from smiling.
Yeah, face hurt.
Yeah.
I should have practiced. I should have just, like, for like an hour a day, just sit there and smile in the mirror and laugh.
Oh my god, I love it. You broke out.
I just imagined being Alexa. You walk down the hallway, bathroom doors open, you see your mother smiling and laughing in the mirror.
Or she's doing like brown face, smiley face. She's doing like face exercises.
Let's be honest, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, you just keep walking. What's it like living with Trigus?
Exactly like you think it is.
Now everything hurts.
We should advertise ourselves as an exercise podcast. I'm gonna work out.
Get your six-pack.
6-pack for your face. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Where were we? Lunch trolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe you were just kind of wrapping up lunch. And chatting with Hector. And he said thank you, and you told him not to thank him yet. Or thank you yet.
Yeah, we haven't exactly done anything.
Yeah, would you mind pointing us in the direction of said troll?
Yeah, no problem. And he kind of points you off into the woods. There's not really... He says there's not like... There's kind of a little path in there. It's a little bit rough going, but I knew that bridge was there and I needed to get across. So you should be able to find it. It's a straight shot that way. And he points north.
Oh, but before we go, is there an oven? Do you have an oven in there? In your horse? Or
Bash just got like a door, like a toaster oven on the side.
Yeah, this little like drawer and like a coffee pot pops out.
Couple pieces of toast pop out. Couple pieces of toast pop out the back. Like,
because before we go, I think we should make him some Troll House cookies.
Troll House cookies.
Trigus, I think the last thing the poor man needs is more trolls.
Trolls? What man?
What? The last thing Hector needs is more trolls, she said. With your Troll House cookies.
Oh, okay.
They're troll shaped, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like the Keebler
Yeah.
elf cookies, but bigger.
Right.
Because the trolls are huge. Yeah. Hector kind of, he says, well, no, I don't actually, unless we build a campfire, then I really don't have a way to heat anything up.
Okay, and then Trigus goes off into the woods picking up sticks and... Did we have a lighter?
Trigus, we're not making a fire! Get back here!
Fun spoiler.
We don't have the ingredients for cookies right now.
Oh, maybe on the way we'll find the ingredients.
Bag of sugar.
Flour.
Under a leaf. I don't know. You might. You never know.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
All right. And Hector, at that point, he kind of like stands up and dusts his hands off on his pants, and he says, "Well, I'm kind of. I would come with you, but that troll knows me, and he knows he can get something out of me. So I think I'm gonna stay here if that's okay with y'all."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we wouldn't want him to like take Bastion apart piece by piece or anything.
No.
So, yeah.
Bastion like whinnies.
Sorry. Does Bastion eat? Did Bastion get a sandwich?
Bastion does not eat. He did not get a sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
It's okay. I don't think he eats. Now that I say that, I probably have had you guys feed him something at some point. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably pieces of scrap metal. Actually, a Clockwork Horse.
Yeah.
Eat scrap metal. Yeah.
All right, are we done stalling?